Okay. Billy D, how you doing? Mr. Jacob Showers, how's your day coming along? All right. Let's see here. So I got the music set for the song requests to be from Twitch, which I had said for a while I was going to do, just hadn't done it. So if you're on the Twitch side, I'm going to request some music. Anything in the currently playing playlist you're able to request. Although, let me see here. So for some reason, the title of the song is not showing. I'm not too sure why that is. Alright, well, let me see here. Everything looks like it should be fine. Let me just change the song to one I just requested and see if that changes anything. There we go. Okay, very good. So once we go to the next song, then it changes it. So we'll go to another song, that should change it again. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, let's get the arenas on the move. We're going to finish off the featured. Don't have very much only. I am probably actually good where I am right now for what I want to end up, but I'm going to be consistent going for the 27.5, so got about 1.2 million to do. That won't take very much time. And then we'll get into the Summoner Trials and finish that off. I've really been slacking with Summoner Trials. But I've kind of really only been doing Summoner Trials when my max out 4 stars are off cooldown. And I don't do too much. Oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. I'll do maybe about a little bit more than 500,000 each run. And then I'll just wait a couple hours. They come off cooldown and go at it again. Oh, Lloyd's coming in hot. All right, all right. All right, all right. So 2 more hits and we'll get rid of that debuff. And there it goes. And Void is about to be done. All right, all right. So yeah, I figured I'd go back to the song request thing, and I haven't done it where it's specifically on Twitch, so figured, hey, why not? Granted, I don't think we'll have too many people on the Twitch side of things, but yeah. It's kind of too bad, though, you can't do it from either Twitch or YouTube at the same time, but it's just a matter of whichever platform you logged into on the bot is the one that will register the song requests and have them play. Ooh. Okay, good. Oh, I wanted him to be... Actually, we've got enough buffs now that if we got a bleed, it'd be okay. Parasite, how you doing? How's the first weekend in the new place working out? Feeling pretty settled, or you still got a lot to do? Ooh, okay, yeah. Echo Chamber, Potted Dude, how you doing? It's been a while. Echo Chamber issues resolved? Yeah. That was kicking my ass for a while, boy. Holy smokes. That was kicking my ass. Sorting the kitchen? Okay. Yeah, so the echo thing was just because of the way I was trying to do the song request thing. Because for the song request thing, I have to be playing it through the Nightbot application. And just because of being a Mac, incorporating your desktop sound from a Mac sucks. So that was the issue. And once I figured a way to route the Nightbot sound a different, well, a way that worked properly or better, I guess, then yeah, the echoing is no longer there. But how you been, Paul? What's new and exciting for you? Yesterday I completed the Mike's Challenge, 28 revives in total, and some level 5 potions. Not bad. Dude, that one was terrible. No, it was terrible, but the path getting to the collector was okay, but the collector, that was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I think getting to the collector might have been 3 or 4 revives, and then the collector was all of them. All of them. Whatever I had left, and then more probably. I probably spent... I'm trying to think, because I don't remember the order I did them in. But the Loki one, because like I was saying the other day, I was being stubborn and just kept trying to get the Green Goblin. If I had given up on that quickly, it wouldn't have been very bad at all. resource-wise. But that's what took all my resources there. But I think, oh, that was the Loki one. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Loki one, yeah, well, I spent more than 20 revives on Green Goblin and didn't get through them. Oh, boy, that was so bad. I was there for an hour and a half. Because, I mean, the thing is, you had to do the first fight to get to him. And then I just kept reviving once I was there. Because like, the first fight took a little bit of time. And, but yeah. Where did you find you were using most of the revives? On the Ultron boss or getting to the Ultron boss? Or was it kind of evenly split? But yeah, Mike's Revenge, getting to the Collector is not bad, but the Collector is terrible. Did Super Punch Out today, 5 revives on Magic, 2 on Void, and 10 on Champion. Okay. That one too, getting there was not bad, but the Champion just kicked my ass. It wasn't as bad as the Collector. That, I think for me, that was by far the Collector fight was by far the worst single fight. Yeah, and that one's not even, because the LOL ones, the Venom Pool and Maestro with a tech, regardless of how you play, if you're just having a bad day and you continually get those regens, yeah, you're just going to keep resetting. And then the Venom Pool one, you could probably just fight through. And I thought of doing that a couple times. Because it's not an indefinite regen for Venom Pool, necessarily. And the only thing is, though, if you did fight through it, he would gain more health than you'd taken off. And there's no guarantee that he wouldn't get another regen right away. So I just kept quitting out every time the regen popped up. Well, the big regen. Not the one tick. But the Maestro fight, it wasn't too bad. But the Venom Pool one, there were 12 times for sure where I used a revive simply because of regen. So if regen were not an issue, I would have done it in 12 revives less, basically. Lazy Billy, how you doing? Don't you ever remember old YouTubers you used to watch and then you remember they quit? So before I was streaming, there weren't many that I watched. I used to watch BG in the evenings when I'd be finishing off my arena, and I used to watch Lakers Bodyguard. Oh, and then Tiffany. But she didn't really stream that frequently. She was more videos. But Lakers Bodyguard I watched, because he used to start, he would do his arena grind like once the arenas started, and so that worked out well for time. But yeah, BG and Lakers Bodyguard were really the only two that I watched on a regular basis. And now that I stream, I really don't watch many. I watch some of Kata and some of Buddy Lee. Those are probably the only two where, because for the most part, if I'm not streaming, I don't want to be in front of my computer, sitting at my desk. So those are the two exceptions for that, I guess. But I'll watch. Like for Buddy Lee, I was on chat with him for some of his LOL Karina challenges. There was one of them where I wasn't on voice with him, but I think I watched a fair bit of his run. I don't really watch too much of the incursions he does, just because I just don't really care to watch I don't even care to do incursions, let alone watch them. But other stuff that if he's streaming, yeah, I'll usually watch. And then Kata, I don't talk too much in his chat, but I'll be watching him for a fair bit too. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Mike's thing tomorrow. I have both Cyclops at R3 at the moment. I have to take them to R4. Yeah, you definitely want them maxed out for sure. Yeah, and that is the biggest reason why I'm not going to do the Inhuman LOL challenge yet. I think Karnak's the only one I need to rank up. Yeah, I think Karnak's the only one that I need to rank up still. I got Black Bolt maxed out. I took Kamala Khan to rank 4. I probably want to take her to rank 5. I don't know how much I would use her, but I think I may as well have her at rank 5. And also having a few more 4 stars maxed out. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so we'll do one more for good luck. But yeah, once I get Karnak maxed out, Kamala Khan up, and I've only got 2 revives in overflow currently. Yeah, I'm kind of going. I don't know if I want to do the final LOL Karina challenge, the Inhuman one, and whatever resources I have in overflow at the time get them used up. I kind of want to wait until I'm at about 32,000 units though, before going back in. Not that I expect to use that many units. Just to like kind of have some kind of milestone. But I'm kind of going between doing that, or if I've got stuff in overflow, starting on Variant 8. Because Variant 8, I want to stream all of it. And whenever I'm going to use resources regardless, but if I'm streaming, I'm going to use a lot more. Ultron is just 3 revives, no big deal. Venom, Kingpin, and the initial Electro fight took me most of revives. Daredevil took me 2 revives. The Ultron is the final one, right? Yeah, I think. I don't know if I one-shot that. Oh no, I used 1 revive because I went to Harry. Because basically what you want to do for that, you want to wait until you've got a bar of power, then you want to have him. You want to stun him to trigger a debuff, and have him trigger his power gain. Use your L1 to steal that power gain, get to your L3, and then you're good to go. Is pretty much the way to do that. And I think when I tried it, I did the parry initially too quick. I didn't wait until I was at a bar of power. So I parried him. He got his power gain, went right to his L3, and it was over. Dread, how you doing? The Falcon's Captain America is going to be interesting. Yeah, I think it's kind of neat that he's tech. That should be kind of cool. Both Venom and Kingpin didn't throw SP1s. Yeah, I got really lucky with Venom and his SP1s. Like every time I did a combo, he right away threw his L1. Which, yeah, that would have sucked having to deal with his L2. If you were using a bigger champion, the L2 wouldn't be an issue to evade. But with a smaller champion, yeah, it sucks. No Ilac skills. Oh yeah, I used to watch him sometimes. If Lakers wasn't on, I would watch Ilac when he started Arena, but I haven't watched him in a long time. A long time. What you got going down, Dread? Still farming? Alright, so let's get some points in the trials. We'll get to at least 4 million. Probably may as well go aim to just get her done, eh? Get her done. And we got event quest completion later today. I think it's about 7 or 8 hours away. And I've only got uncollected to do. But I was thinking about between uncollected, getting that explored, I have enough incursion artifacts to pick up 6-star shards. And then there's also the final milestone for the war. Yeah, that will give me enough for another featured 6-star crystal. Just grinding my life away, just hit 70 revives. Okay, how many are you wanting to get to before you go back in? Oh, yeah. And this is path 3 that you're doing next, right? Oh, you son of a gun! I dashed back just a little bit too early there. Just a little bit too early. For path 3, what team are you going with? I'd assume it'd be pretty much this. Yeah, I don't remember offhand what path 3 is. But I'm trying to think if there was anything really substantial where I changed things up. I think whatever path had Deadpool, that was the... I think, did I also do a path where I took both Sim Supreme and Doom? I might have done that, because I did take Sim Supreme for the second Venom the Duck fight. Because I did not want to do that Venom the Duck fight the second time with Doom. That first time I did it with Doom, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Oh, it was so painful. I think that was probably one of the longest fights. That and the Collector with the Mike's Revenge. That Collector fight was long too. About 100, but I'm more focused on potions now. If I have more potions, I think I can do it in under 100 revives. Yeah. Yeah, that's always my problem for stuff, is having health pots. And yeah, I think in a lot of cases, if I had more health pots, I would use a lot less revives. Because going in with 40%, yeah, it might not do you too well. Aegon, Torch, Doom, Warlock, and some shit. Okay. Oh, that'd be interesting. What fight are you going to use Sung-Shi for? I'm guessing... Okay, so this path, you must have Havoc, and that's why you're taking Warlock? Yeah, I don't think I've seen Sung-Shi in there. That'd be interesting. But yeah, Aegon, medical questions. So, but you're still recovering, so it must have been something pretty substantial then. That's good because I mean, in Canada, I think places might now be getting back to their normal routine for things, but for a lot of places, like routine surgeries were being canceled or postponed. And I think places are getting back to their normal routine for that kind of stuff. For sure, Luke Cage is the more annoying. Yeah, Luke Cage fight could suck. Yeah, so if I want the 1,000 6-star shards in this arena, what's a good number to put up for the featured arena? I go 27.5. I think 25 would be okay, but at 25 you might miss here and there. 27.5 is overkill, but you're pretty much always going to get it. And then for the basic arena, I think maybe 12. I do 8 in the basic arena. I just go for the top 10%, but in the featured arena I go for the top 5. Doesn't matter, I guess, which way we go. There is, I don't remember who it was. There's somebody in the basic that I was, no, in the featured. I was going for them as a 6-star. Oh, maybe it was, maybe it was Arcane. I don't remember who it was, but they went for more than, the top 5% went for more than 27.5. So if I had just been going for the top 5%, I would have missed. But because I was going for the champion, I ended up putting up a lot more anyways. So it worked out. Just a lot going on with everything, work, personal, etc., all blowing up. Isn't that how it works, eh? When shit's hitting the fan, it's hitting the fan for a lot of things, right? Yeah. It'd be nice if life just had a way of, making sure that, there's only one problem at a time, but no. That's not how that goes. Happy to share my personal information, no problem. They said not many people have a reduction, but I consider it guide, so I went through with it. Yeah, okay. Okay. A reduction in a big head. And I'll just leave it at that. Is whatever it is the recovery like is it expected to be a long road for recovery, or is this kind of taking longer than you expected? Ah, crap, I should have waited for the L2. Supersonic, how you doing? Oh, look at that. You're trying to recruit people from YouTube chats, eh? Okay. Are you still in Perkalurkin's Alliance, Lawrence? How's your Saturday coming along, Supersonic? What you got going down? What is the shakalaka? I think maybe a couple more months. It was keyhole surgery on hip. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that could take a while to recover from, eh? I think my grandmother. No, she had something done to her knees. Yeah. Actually, both my grandmother and my aunt had knee surgery. And I think my mom wants to have knee surgery. I'm not in Brian's Alliance current. Okay. He had one leg bigger than the other and kept going around in circles. I don't think I've ever had surgery. I've been in the... Have I even... Oh, no. I think as a kid... No, it wasn't surgery. But when I was a kid, I had like a heart murmur. So there was like... The rhythm was off or something. So they did some like tests and whatnot. But there was no surgery. But yeah, I don't think I've ever... I've only broken one bone. And that was just a matter of being in a sling. So there was nothing there. And then the only other time that I would have been in, like actually laid down on a bed in a medical facility would have been when I had pneumonia. But I'm sure as I get older, I'll probably be seeing those kind of facilities more and more often. Doing a project to wire a house. Hopefully don't fail exams. Same old, same old. Okay. Okay. But you're not in school to be an electrician, right? So you're just helping with the wiring? Wait, what are you in school for, Superstar? I know you said previously. I cut the bottom of my chin, but it went through the bone, so I got scarring. But other than that, not much. My beard covers it now, though. Okay. Actually, I didn't go through. So when I was a kid, how old would I have been? I would have probably been like 6 or 7. Um, we were out sliding in the snow, and we were going down these hills, and I went off a cliff. And so as a kid, it seemed like it was like a huge drop, but it was probably maybe like 5 feet or something. So it would have been that big of a deal. But anyway, so I went off the cliff. So rather than going like straight down the hill, I veered off to the side and took a bit of a drop. So then just like landed right on my ass on the sled, and my head, like when I hit the ground, my head went right into my chest, and it hit my zipper, and my zipper went into my chin and cut my chin. And I think that was the only thing. I don't think anything else got hurt. That was it. Oh, I might have like hurt my ass. But yeah, and then so now I've had a scar. It's not, like when I was younger, you could really tell. Now, not so much. The only thing I remember though from that was like there was so much blood. Are you sure we have a spot in BG1 during map 8? We need. Well, if he said he's good where he is, Lawrence, then he's good where he is. Um, I'm studying Okay, I was thinking it was engineering, but I wasn't sure. But you got to know the basics of other forms of engineering. This course is called Electrical Engineering Tech, which all engineering departments but the electrical engineers do. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was thinking economics or engineering. And he was something with an E. So have you still been playing the game pretty regularly, Lawrence, or not as consistent as you would have been at one point? I think it's a little bit funny that people are complaining that there's not much happening. I won't stop. Well, if you're going to harass people in chat, I'll just time you out or ban you, Lawrence, because the guy said no. He said no, right? Um, yeah, so people are complaining that there's no content or not much content, but this is kind of the norm, right? The regular event quest and the side quest. Like, that's what it's been outside of any, substantial like act content or variants, or last summer with the Summer of Pain and the Gauntlet. But like that's definitely not the norm, right? I think he's showing we might be in the same line. Oh, okay. Well, maybe he was trying to see how loyal you are to the Alliance. Dread forgot I'm Chrono on Twitch. Okay. Oh yeah, so we got 2 people on Twitch. If you guys want, you're able to do song requests and have your song end up playing on the stream. It's I think Yeah, I think I have the instructions on how to do a song request in the info for the stream. Normally it's just on the YouTube side that you can do it, but I figured let's give Twitch some love for once. It's just, I think the playlist is about just over 300 songs, but it's not like well-known songs. It's all copyright-free ones or whatever. Right. Mohammed, how you doing? How's your day coming along? You know, maybe I should be streaming more of the Summoner Trials, because I started off at what, 2.9? Yeah, I think I started at 2.9, and I just passed 3.2, and it doesn't feel like I've done anything. Ooh, yeah, okay. I remember I made you friend in the last stream. Okay. I think you've been here a couple streams, though. Summoner Trials gives good units still. It's just a paid to... Yeah. Normally this one I do just watching TV. Because you don't really need to be paying attention. I mean, if you lose your streak here, it's not the end of the world. Whereas if you lose your... Well, just losing a 6-star in general sucks. So, I mean, that's 60,000+ points down the drain, right? But if you lose a fight with a 4-star, it's not that impactful, and it's pretty easy to get the streak going again, so... I don't think anybody likes running Summoner Trials, just because it feels so tedious. But I really like that they put the bulk of the units from Arena in Summoner Trials, so that everybody can access it. Anybody who can do Arena can access it. You don't have to be uncollected and doing the basic and the feature to get the majority of your units. So I do like that. Yeah. I've been in a couple of your streams, but I decided to make you a friend in the last stream. Okay. Very good, very good. No. Hey, Lawrence, have you done all of the Karina challenges? We were talking about those earlier in the stream. This Parasite's been working on them. I don't think you were one of the crazy people who did them all within that first month. But yeah, there were... Well, I think the LOL ones would have been, yeah, the worst. Well, time-wise would have been the worst. I don't do Arena, but sure, anything to support the little guys. Now you can tell everyone you have one friend. Oh, right, okay, I get it, right, because I would say I don't have any friends here, yeah. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny, so... Well, maybe not funny, I don't know. One of the reasons I moved here when I wasn't young, I was mid-30s. But, like, I could have definitely stayed where I was until I was old. But I figured moving somewhere new, meeting people, adjusting would be a lot easier the younger you are. And so I figured, like, I'd move here, you know, I'd get out, be social, play badminton, maybe play soccer, whatever, meet people, all that kind of crap. I get here, I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with people. But yeah, I mean, where I used to live, I was kind of a hermit there too, except I did feel like I had to go out for social things sometimes. But yeah, I definitely don't feel that here. I don't want to do Korean challenge because I'd like to stay liquid in case something big drops, which has a time limit. Some are paying Karina is permanent. Yeah, but I don't think we're going to see anything big. Because we should have a bit of notice. Summer of Pain was a lot of notice. Gauntlet, did that? I don't know if there was really any notice for Gauntlet. Maybe like was it even a week? Or was it pretty much like, here's something that's coming, and then the next day it dropped? Something like that. I have 4 left to complete. Okay, so you got the 3 LOL ones and the Mike's Revenge. Okay. Actually, I think those... So, Mike's Revenge overall isn't that long. The collector fight is long. And then the LOL ones, well, they're going to be long just because big health pools. What made the Kamala Khan one hard? Because I'd never used her. I'd never used her, and then that was the first time using somebody other than Sim Supreme or Cap IW against the champion. So I think if you're more familiar with the champion fight or with Kamala Khan, it wouldn't have been bad. Getting to the champion was fine. It was just the champion fight that sucked for me. But absolutely, it's a one-shottable fight with Kamala Khan. But it was not a one-shot fight for me. Before the next big content arrives, I am planning to finish. Okay. Yeah, so I could see 7.4 still dropping in February, because there have been times where they don't announce stuff like that in the patch notes, but we end up getting it. I don't think it's going to be the case, but I could see it happening. But I'm not going to hold on to resources because of that, because of the possibility of 7.4. If 7.4 drops and it looks like the rewards are irresistible, yeah, I'll just use units to get through it. So, if I do end up with a ton of resources in Overflow again, it's either going to be the Inhuman Challenge or Variant 8 that I'm going to do next. Variant 8, I'll stream all of it. The Inhuman Challenge, hell no. I'll just be doing that over a Saturday, Sunday, and taking my time with it. Which sports do you watch? I don't watch anything. The only sport that I would really sit down and watch on my own would be hockey. It's really the only one that I actually understand what's going on. Baseball, I just find it really boring. Football, whether it be American football or soccer, soccer I understand. I always say I want to watch it. I never do. Football I don't understand. And basketball, yeah, I don't really care for basketball. I did watch basketball when the Toronto Raptors were in the championship. I don't think I watched every game, but I watched a fair bit of that. Yeah, I might end up watching some soccer. It looks like Canada might make the World Cup, so I may watch some of that. But on a regular basis, no, I don't watch any sports. When I was a kid, I used to have to watch hockey because that's what my dad would be watching. So I had no choice there. But hockey, yeah, I haven't sat down and watched a hockey game in a long, long time. What about you, Mohammed? Do you watch any sports? I just did with 6-star rank 1 Kamala, not bad. Yeah, like I said, like you're familiar with playing with her or familiar with like more familiar with the champion fight. I don't think it would be bad at all. But I was not neither. I didn't have either thing going for me. And the thing is, and I kind of thought this when I was doing the champion fight when it was relevant, like when it was released. Because the first time I did it with Sim Supreme, and I was like, oh my god, this is so easy. Like, I didn't have to understand what was going on in the fight at all. And I was kind of like, you know what? If I ever have to do this fight again, I'm going to have no clue what I'm doing. If I can use Sim Supreme, fine. But if I can't, I'm screwed. And that's exactly what happened. But, I mean, that's also a big part of why I like to hold on to a ton of units, right? So that if I do run into something like that, I can get through it. I didn't want to rank up my 5-star Kamala either. She is at R3 just for arena. Yeah, so I didn't have the 6-star. And I think, and this was before I started taking 5 stars to rank 4. So she would have just been sitting at rank 3. So I took her to 4 and then 5 specifically for that. I don't really want to use a ton of revives and maybe units going for them. There's only like 18,000 T3A there in terms of rewards I'd really want. Okay. From the Karina challenges? Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's... so I wasn't going to do the LOL Karina challenges at all. At least as long as the game is broken. And then before this current featured 6-star crystal went live, I think I had a 6-star Nexus, but the Canada one had a 6-star Nexus, so I thought, okay, oh no, I know what it was. I did Exploration of 7-3, you get 2 6-star Nexuses. So I had 2, then we got the one as the Christmas gift, so I had 3, and I'm like, oh, well, there's another one there from the Canada challenge. Why don't I just go and get, so I have 4. So that's why I did that. And then after doing that, it was just a couple weeks later where I was right back to having a ton of resources again. And I figured, okay, well, let's get through the dance-off one, the Star-Lord one. And that actually wasn't too bad. The Venom Pool and Maestro fights were the worst. I probably used more resources than the average. Well, definitely than anybody you'd see on YouTube, because I don't think you'd see too many people on YouTube doing that if they were going to be using a lot of resources. So, yeah, I would have used more resources than what you'd see. Yeah, I'd probably be a little bit more than average. I would, well, definitely more than average of what you'd see on YouTube, but maybe about average or a little bit more than average of just, a random person doing it. And the dance-off one I had a fair bit of resources in overflow, not a ton, but I also used just under 5,000 units. That includes the mastery slots, but I mean, that's not too many units. Mike's Revenge or 4-star Star-Lord and LOL. The Star-Lord one... Well, there's only 2 fights that really suck. Venom Pool and Maestro. And then for the Mike's Revenge, it's only the Collector fight that really sucks. The rest of it is not too bad. But... yeah, and I don't remember what the rewards were for Mike's Revenge. But the rewards for the dance-off, they're definitely not that substantial. It's some T3A and a T5B, I think. But the Karina Challenge, I think the big thing there is the getting all 9 done, getting the 50 generic 6-star Seek Stones, the T5CC selector, like that's kind of the big. And then you also get some more T3A. If I look at unit spend, doing the rest of them, it'll probably be more than what I could just buy them for in a unit. Yeah. Yup. Yeah, that is definitely that last cash offer that we had. I think that really is going to change, or has the potential to change what people are willing to do in the game, right? Because if for $50 you can get better rewards than, I don't know, like 6 hours of playing the game, right? Well, I mean, there's better rewards there than like an entire month of EQ, right? Um, and better rewards than a lot of actual content. So yeah, well, why do that if $50 will get you the same thing or better, right? Now I don't know if that means that we're going to see when 7.4 drops that the rewards are going to be crazy. I doubt it. Or if we get the next gauntlet or blah blah blah. I think they're kind of moving toward where if you want the best rewards, you're paying for them. Well, no, because that's going to always be the case, and as it should. But I think it's changing to where you're going to advance. If you want to keep up, you need to spend money. I think that's how it's going to go. That you don't need to pay money to play the game, but to advance in the game and keep up, you need to spend. Which, it depends where you are in the game, I think. Like for me, that's fine. I don't care. The only thing that would suck is if I felt that I was lagging in the alliance that I'm in, then I would leave. I would find an alliance that's I'm at the level of. So right now I'm about average or below average in this alliance. I'm under the alliance average for prestige, but I'm not. There's not 15 people with more prestige than me, if that makes sense. The reason the alliance prestige is so high is because of the amount of R4s. So once I get an R4, then I'll be back to being above average in the alliance. And I think with 7.4, I should definitely be able to get an R4. I might need to. Oh, wow. What a time for the game to just crap out. I think I should be able to get an R4 from Act 7 Exploration without completely finishing the Karina challenges. And if not, like if with Act 7 Exploration, you can't have an R4 if you've done all other content, there's something really wrong there. The Thronebreaker daily card offer showed how little even those high-end resources are worth. Worth time-wise, you mean? Yeah. And I mean, if you mean like dollar-wise, yeah, like over time they're going to decrease in price. What about cricket? No, I've never watched cricket. Yeah, that's one I don't understand at all. Like football, I get how you're trying to advance the ball and so on and so forth, but like the actual rules and stuff, no. But cricket, no, I don't know anything about cricket. I would be meaningfully closer to being able to get my first R4 doing them either, so just not interesting to spend hours in LOL. Yeah, I can't blame you. Yeah, and I mean, like in my case, if I had anything else to do, I probably wouldn't do them. Like if I had something to do on the weekends, because that's really the only time I would do stuff like that. Because it's the only time I'm going to be able to take off suicides. Well, unless I kind of gave up on Arena for a period of time. But it's the only time I'm going to really take off suicides and have a go at something. So yeah, if I was busy on the weekends, no, I wouldn't be doing that. But no, I could absolutely see. And if we're going to see more random cash off, like let's just say the 1st of March offers are something similar to what we saw for February, and that's just the way they're going, then yeah, really all you really have to do then to advance in the game is spend $50 a month. You don't need to play the game. Just spend $50 a month and you get what you need to progress in the game. Because what you got there was better than a season of war, which is a month. Better than like weeks of AQ. So, in my country, soccer is football. I think pretty much everywhere other than the US and Canada, soccer is referred to as football. I wouldn't even say like North America it's referred to as soccer, because in Mexico they call it football too. So yeah, it's just the U.S. and Canada really. Which the Canada is irrelevant. It's really the U.S. because if the U.S. didn't call it soccer, nobody would be calling it soccer. I'm English, but one thing I would say is everyone in the world knows what you're referring to without confusing it. If you say the word soccer, yeah, yeah. But again, that's only because of the U.S. Which is funny, right? Like and the U.S. is what, 350 million people, and we're what, close to 8 billion people, 7.5 billion people. So if basically 7 billion people can call it football, I don't see why the 350. Well, no, the reason the U.S. isn't going to call it football is because they have their own style of football, which is pretty big, right? Pretty popular there. So, yeah. True, but people look at you weird if you say it here in Trinidad. I think most places, like if I were to go outside of Canada or the U.S. and refer to soccer, I would call it, and even sometimes on here, I'll call it football. The only thing is on here, I realize, there's majority of people are probably from U.S., Canada watching, so they're going to think I'm talking about like the NFL. I'm not saying it's correct, just that there's a compelling benefit to using that word instead of football if you're talking to people from, yeah. But it's not people all around the world. It's only Americans and Canadians. Because nowhere else is it referred to as soccer. And I don't know if anywhere else you have. Like, so in Canada we have, it's not the NFL, it's the CFL, but basically the same sport as the NFL. I don't know if you have that anywhere else in the world. The closest thing would be rugby, which that's its own thing. I watch cricket. Yeah, I would think cricket is probably next to football. Actually, you know what? I think from now on, if I'm talking U.S. football, I'm just going to refer to it as NFL. So, yeah. So soccer I will just refer to as football. But I would say that probably most watched sports are probably football and cricket. I watched all of Canada's qualifiers. I'd probably watch more than the Canadian. Yeah, but as soon as we're in the World Cup, Canadians will be like, "Oh, go Canada! We're so." It's kind of like what happened with the basketball championships. Like most people aren't watching basketball in Canada, but once the Raptors made it to the finals, oh yeah, we're all about basketball. The word soccer actually came from England, so we're technically, yeah, but most English words would have come from England, right? Mike's Revenge, 7.5, 6-star shards. Oh, okay. And a 1 to 2 gem. Oh, that's not actually bad. That's not bad. Oh, that's the second time I got hit by his heavy like that. Now, I probably was just slow on the decks, but yeah, feels weird. Actually, I think it happened yesterday. No, was it yesterday? Whenever I did incursions. That was annoying because I went in with Corvus. I had 4 charges. Got hit by his. Oh, so I went to parry, didn't get the parry. Then he went to heavy, and I don't know if I just completely missed the deck, so it didn't work. But anyways, he got the heavy on me, stunned me, and that was it. Oh man, that was annoying. What the? And being honest, the Karina rewards aren't even exciting. Probably equal what you'll get for free when buying an Odin on July 4th this year. Yeah, but then the thing is, if you do the Karina challenges, you got those rewards plus what you'd get for the July 4th, right? So it'd just be extra. So one of the things, like I haven't spent since September, and as long as the game is, actually, it's not so much the brokenness of the game; it's the way they're dealing with it. That's my issue. But until that's resolved, I'm not going to be spending money. That daily card offer for February was definitely nice. If I was spending money, absolutely I would have picked it up. But then I was looking at it. Outside of the 6-star shards, there's nothing there that would be super impactful, actually. The 6 stones would be great. The 2 T5CC, I've got at least 1 T5CC of every class. I've got 2 of skill, 2 of mystic. And I really don't want a third one, because I don't have any skill champions or mystic champions that I really want at rank 3. I'll probably end up taking Mole Man to rank... no, I think I'm going to rank 2 Killmonger, just to use the resources. If I end up with a skill T5CC and overflow, then I would take Mole Man to rank 3. But I don't feel that I need to have him at rank 3 for anything I'm doing currently. But yeah, like that offer, absolutely worth it if you're spending, for sure. I don't know if somebody wasn't spending or didn't want to spend the 50 or whatever. I don't know if that was like, no, absolutely you could go without. I mean, I did without. One thing I did think was a little bit funny, there was a bunch of YouTubers being like, you don't need to spend the money for this, but I'm going to. I would have liked to see at least one YouTuber be like, yeah, this is a great offer. You know, if you're spending, then absolutely pick it up, but I'm not going to. No, not a single one. But they were all like, don't feel that you need to spend. I think it was probably the best $50 we've seen in the game. The English strikes again. The profile pic was the rarest rewards from previous challenges. Yeah, and it's such a bad profile picture. Like, it doesn't look cool at all. The $50 Thronebreaker offer was similar to Abyss Exploration. Yeah. Outside of the Abyss Nexus. And then the Abyss, you get more 6-star Sig Stones overall. And you get the Awakening Gem. So really, it would only be the Shards and the T5CC that would be comparable. I'm waiting for Karina Challenge 2. It seems like Karina Challenge 1 was aimed at those who were hungry enough for that 6-star R4 and maybe the Sigs. Yeah, but even if you did that, you needed to be spending money as well to get an R4. By doing the Karina challenges and any other content with those resources was not going to be enough. You had to spend money as well. But it was going to give you a good chunk of the resources, but not enough to form one completely. I'm glad it's called soccer. It was shortened from Other Words Association. Who wants to play Atsball? I've done everything, bought a lot of deals, and even with Korean, I'm still half a cat away. Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, there were quite a few people who had a R4. Was it by October? But like a while before the gifting. And then after gifting, well, there were a lot more R4s. I bowled for my school's cricket team, but I don't like it. I remember getting caught watching baseball once after the game. Teammate called me a traitor. Felt like Venom during that Venom riot scene. Basically, the world has to try and accommodate the fact that Americans call football soccer. 95% of the global population making concessions for the other 5%. Yeah, but I mean, the U.S., their economy is basically based on consumer spending, right? So that's a big reason why the rest of the world kind of accommodates them. Just the spending power. That Mole Man is never going to get R3 for sure. You have been teasing him for almost from the day you took him to R2. So if we were still doing map 7, he'd be at rank 3. If we were still doing map 7 and I still had the same lanes, because I was using him a fair bit there, or if I were using him for map 8. For the most part, outside of iHulk, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else, but iHulk for sure is the one R3 that I have that I didn't really see a specific use for. He was more somebody that I was using him at rank 2, and I figured if I had him at rank 3, things would just be going faster. So I took him to rank 3 just because, you know, I could see using him here and there, and why not have him at rank 3? But pretty much everybody else, there was a specific purpose when they went to rank 3. I might not use them anymore, but when they went to rank 3, there was a specific reason. I think he's probably the only one. And so if Mole Man goes to rank 3, he'd be the same thing. Unless 7-4 drops, and it looks like he's really applicable for a lot of that or something like that. I was thinking of R3 Killmonger 2. Mole Man is much better choice though. I want Nick Fury as my first R4. Okay. I don't know if that's one I've seen as rank 4. I'm sure there is rank 4 Nick Fury's, but I don't think I've seen it. But yeah, my first overall is going to be Apocalypse. And then, well, who knows? Because my next rank 4 could be like a year away after the first. So who knows how things could have changed by then. I've had my duped 6-star R1 Mole Man for a long time. Wonder if I'll ever rank him up. He's a good champion. He's definitely a good champion. And absolutely worth taking to rank 3. I just, like, for me, I just don't utilize him that much. And the thing is, too, I've got, like, I don't know if there's anybody. No, Kingpin would be decent at rank 3 as well. And obviously, a lot of people would have him at rank 3. So I do have a few other 6-stars that would make sense to take to rank 3. But I think, and also, like, I'm also thinking from a suicide perspective, right? So pretty much every rank 3 I have, other than Nick, is pretty suicide friendly. Oh, maybe Domino, not so much. Ooh, Domino was the other one. The only reason I took her to rank 3 was because I had an excess of Mutant T5CC. So her and her and iHulk. Rugby or rugger was called rugby football. Americans calling it football is likely taken from rugby's original name as it's so close. Okay. The people who had R4 were lucky before gifting with the Ascent. Yeah. Yeah, well, like, but so the thing is, too, the very first rank 4, it wasn't that you had a whole bunch of rank 4s at the same time. Like, the very first one was somebody who got lucky with those. And then there was quite a few, like a couple weeks later, because of war season, I think. But yeah, the very first rank 4 was because of RNG with those Ascended Crystals. Nice to see I managed to iHulk some Sensing T-Solar. Splendid rank up. Yeah, and I was using him a little bit in ROL, and I was using him to farm a little bit in 5.3.6. He's not as fast as some other options, but he's kind of fun, and so that was a big part of taking him to rank 3. And I don't think it's like something I'm going to regret. Like, the only way I could see regretting it is if I needed a Science T5CC to take somebody else. But yeah, I mean, I don't see. Torch might be. I don't think I'd consider him to rank 3 actually. Nick goes everywhere with me, so that's why he's going to rank 4. Yeah, I've got Nick on my team all the time. I don't have him in War AQ, but if I'm questing, if I'm farming, and if I'm doing incursions, he's probably on the team. If I were using him in War or AQ, so Apocalypse for me, great champion. He's always an AQ, so there's at least 5 days a week I'm using him. Anytime I'm running a mutant team, he's probably going to be there, unless I'm running Omega Red for a mutant team. Then I might not have Apocalypse. Yeah, but even then, I could still have Apocalypse. Maybe if I were running Kitty, I might not have Apocalypse, but again, I think I probably would. And then Apocalypse is going to be a pretty decent impact to my Prestige at R4. So Prestige isn't something I'm too concerned about, but if I've got a champion that I really like overall, I'm using a ton, and they're going to contribute to my Prestige, then sure, why not? Since DPX is getting that buff, I'm thinking more about R3, my Nick, but Nick still kind of sucks for me. Is he awakened? Because yeah, if he's not awakened, I could see him being a little bit shitty, but if he's awakened, he's pretty damn good. The only thing is if you're running suicides, once you're into the real Nick phase, you're going to be a little bit more stingy with your specials. The Ascendant crystals were a lottery? Yeah. Like most crystals in this game. I was using Deadpool in War. R5 Seek 200 on Suicides fully boosted was pretty nice for fights because the regens... Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's the red Deadpool you're talking about, because he regens back to 100% quickly and easily and does 20k SP2s with 3,000 per tick bleeds on it. Okay. Yeah, if I had a red Deadpool, I'd probably run him with Nick as well, rather than DPX. Well, I don't know if Annihilus is metal. That doesn't really matter. IO plus some good utility, immune to regen modification Spectre, can access non-buff to mortality, doesn't need crit, access to physical damage over time. But some of that is if he's awakened though, right? But the thing is too, like, I'm not very good with him, but I get how you play him for the most part, and he's fun. He's not a champion that you would necessarily take into every situation. But even so, he's still fun to play. When you have real Nick, you want to just do 2 special ones and then SP3. It's still pretty decent. I have an unduped DPX at rank 2. Okay. I could see, because I run Nick with DPX so often in incursions, if DPX was duped, I could see taking him to rank 2. And then hoping for the bleed buffs. But yeah, having him not duped, I'm not going to use him in incursions. It's just for the synergy. I feel like they will bring out a 6-star Deadpool before too long. Who do you think we would see first, Wolverine or Deadpool as a 6-star? IHOP doesn't need his awakening to get any of that? Okay. But his awakening, it's not a necessity, but it is a big benefit, right? Ooh, I think that would be the fastest way. Yeah, okay. The only 6-star that I want currently is, as a new character, is Hyperion. Once I get him, or if I get him, I don't think I'm opening 6-star crystals anymore. Yeah, not until... I don't know. I don't think I would open crystals trying to get it dupe on Ghost either. So between the two of them, a dupe on Ghost and Hyperion are my two most wanted 6 stars. But I think after the arena rewards tomorrow and exploring uncollected difficulty today, I think I will have almost enough for my next featured 6 star. I use iHelp by going nuts, trying my luck, being really aggressive, and having a ton of L1 revives in case you get unlucky. He's a cheap to run champ with good bang for your buck. Yeah. I think Deadpool would be first. Wolverine would be more of a balance issue due to Apocalypse crit. Ooh, good point. That's a good point. Yeah. But hey, they honestly, you know, it's a little bit funny. So they have this whole post about balance and you know how they're going to approach balance. They brought somebody else on, blah blah blah. But then you see something like the gifting event. That completely throws balance out the window. Now, I know they mean balance as in the champions, but balance overall, because the way that gifting event was, yeah, if you just throw money, that is completely unbalanced. as far as like the haves and the have-not kind of thing. Why the heck is energizing all the nodes, quests, chapter 1 of variant content so annoying? Well, that is the worst variant. He doesn't need it at all. With it, you can access Petrify, Weakness, and Stun at certain Gamma Bank, but that's only seen at super high sig and is not real. Oh, okay. My one combo gets them to 2 bars of power. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Variant 1 is definitely... All I remember about Variant 1 is simply that you're locked to the specific classes per chapter. Outside of that, I don't remember anything about Variant 1. Ooh, other than there was the Mutant quest where I think everybody's specials cost 50%, so you could take Gambit in and just do a stun lock. That's the only other thing I really remember about Variant 1. Ooh, nice. The gifting event was meant to increase Mike's account. Yeah, no, I think that gifting was them just trying to recoup revenues that were lost throughout the year, which I'm pretty sure they did recoup those revenues. I don't know, man. If I had that kind of disposable income or whatever, I don't think I'd be. I mean, when I was spending, I did spend quite a bit on the game for sure, but yeah, no, because you were looking at what, 10,000 plus to get in the top 30. I don't think there's. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I would ever put that kind of money on a game in general. Like the only other game that I played competitive, well, I don't know if I'm that competitive in this game, but played for a long period of time, big investment like time and whatnot, was World of Warcraft. And if World of Warcraft ever got to the point where you needed or you could spend money to get items, I would have not played the game. Which, to be fair, when they came out with the Sigil Witch, I figured it was a sign of things to come. And to be fair, if we move more and more toward that, where you can buy champions in this game, I don't know if I would be participating. I mean, obviously I don't have to buy them, but I just don't know if I want to play a game like that, where you can simply throw money at it and get... I mean, okay, In a sense, that's what it's like with the crystals, right? But there's also the RNG, that's a bit of the gambling aspect. But if straight up you whatever it is, $10, $50, $100, get XYZ champion, I don't know if I'd want to be in a game like that. I'm at 3.2, one more to go. Somehow managed with other classes. Cosmic and Science is the worst. I don't think... Oof, yeah. I'm trying... I don't even know who I would have used. Because the Cosmic and Science champions I would use now, I didn't have when that dropped. So I have no idea who I would have used. Only the peasants are supposed to be suppressed by the bouncers. Yeah, and to be fair, the results of the gifting, I don't really think it had that big of an impact. It had a huge impact on the people who were in the top 30, who spent the money to be there. But overall, I don't think it really... And the people in the top 30, somebody like myself, you're not interacting with them. I don't mean like as in a YouTuber kind of perspective. I mean like in a game. I don't even know if you would really be facing them in arena, but you're not going to face them in war. And as far as AQ, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be anywhere close. Well, actually, that's not fair because we've been in the top. We've usually been hitting 67, 68 for AQ. So. No, because that's the top 30 players, not 30 alliances. But yeah, no. Because for my prestige, I couldn't be in an alliance that's in the top 10. So yeah, so in my case, that has no impact on me. Don't get me wrong, I have no problem with spending money to get the best stuff. I think that's how it should be. But I just don't know if that's the kind of game. Yeah, if the game was like that when I started, then so be it. Because that's how I met it. So I make that decision that, yeah, okay, I'm good to participate. But if I've been playing something and then it changes to be that, I don't know if I want to continue with that. And I guess, yeah, that would have been the same thing how I saw World of Warcraft. Like, you can spend money there now, but I think it's just cosmetics. Like, I don't think you could actually buy a significant sword or piece of armor or whatever with straight cash. You can buy, like, a mount or gear to make you look a certain way, but I don't think it would actually impact the power of your characters. The door to the vault was unlocked and ready to be plundered if you had your black card swiped on the way in. Yeah, and I mean, without the people spending a ton, then there's no game for somebody. Well, I'm not free to play, but for somebody spending not very much or nothing at all, right? If you don't have the other side of it with people spending tons, yeah, the game just isn't going to continue to run, which makes sense. They have to be making money. The company has to be making money. But yeah, I think if you go to a game where you're able to buy impactful characters through just money, I don't know. Because I don't think most people in the game are free to play, but I think most people in the game don't spend a lot. So if that community leaves, you really don't have much of a base in the game. And the less people playing, I don't know, does it make spending less attractive, right? Because who are you showing off to? If there's only, if you're somebody spending $10,000 a year and everybody else is spending $8,000 to $12,000, does it really matter? Because you're all basically the same, really. Whereas if you're somebody spending $10,000 and you've got somebody else spending maybe let's say about $1,000, like you're spending for July 4th Cyber Weekend, you've got a pretty big discrepancy. So at least then, with your $10,000, you got somebody to flex on. But if your 10,000 is pretty much the average, who are you flexing on? And Sasquatch is flexing on me right now. There we go. I don't feel that envious of people that spent 20,000 USD for maybe 2 R4 6 stars. You can keep these R4s, yeah. Yeah, and I think all that does, it's just allowing you to be there first. We will all be there eventually if we stick with it and the game lasts that long. It's just that if you're spending that kind of money, you're going to get there faster. That's all. But when I decided not to spend for Cyber Weekend, I knew I was going to fall behind in my alliance, and I have, but not as quickly as I thought I would. Like, I thought I would be in the lower 20. I think I'm not in the top 10, probably in the top 15 of the alliance, though, numbers-wise. Now, the rest of us had requests for more rule into our MCOC bowl refuse. At least let everyone who has put in the work have their first R4 before you give the pay-to-play customers as many as they want. That's just demotivational and disrespectful. Yeah, but I mean, it was only 30 people who were guaranteed an R4, and then everybody trying to become the top 30 but missing out because you're probably going to get so many of the GGCs. You're probably going to get another R4 or 2. For the top 30, you absolutely knew you were going to. And I think there's about 500 to 750,000 people playing the game. So if, let's just say 30 people had 5 R4s out of 500,000, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I don't even know if you have 30 people with 5 R4s. I think there's a couple, and then you probably got quite a few people with 2 R4s. But I think the biggest thing for the R4s is the prestige impact, right? That's why it's essential for them to put rank 3 to 4 gem in Act 7 rewards. Yeah, I think if they don't, so I think there should be a gem because that resource exists in the game now. So I think. So I didn't like it when we first saw the T3A, T6B was through purchase. I didn't like that because I feel that anything new in the game should come from gameplay. But that's fine that they've changed that approach. But yeah, I do think if you're going to see something first time available in the game through money, then afterward you do need to see. It doesn't have to be the exact same item, but that function or the same idea, I guess, you should see through gameplay. If not, I think that's a real problem. So I don't expect it to be I don't expect it, I don't think it has to be a generic 3 to 4 gem from Act 7, but there needs to be a 3 to 4 gem in Act 7. It can be class-based, and yeah, which could be absolutely shitty, because you could get the class of, you don't want somebody from that class at rank 4, but at least the gem is available through gameplay. If it was a generic, that'd be great, but I don't think that's... It has to be a generic. Oh, I got lucky. Except I didn't get lucky there. Okay. We all got our first R5 5-star and R3 6-star at the same time. R4 6-star is a breakaway from them. Yeah, so the R5 and the R3, that was when we were getting those resources through gameplay. And then when they switched it to be through money, that's why that changed. Because then it came down to not how much stuff you've done in the game, but how much money you've spent. And then also a little bit with the Ascendant Crystals to a little bit of RNG. So the very first R4 was a little bit ahead of the curve, but then shortly after, within weeks of the first R4, we saw a bunch more. And that was because of the war season at the time. And I think, yeah, making money-wise, it is going to be quicker to make money with that approach, but I just don't know how sustainable it is. The people that have the money to use, they'll probably continue to do so. But I think somebody who's trying to keep up and they realize, hey, I've got to be spending X amount per month just to keep up, I think those people might fall off. Not necessarily leave the game, maybe leave the game. Because if you realize you can't keep up, maybe you just don't have the interest. And I guess it depends too why you play, right? Like if you're playing to be competitive and to, oh, you know, I'm a step ahead of you, or if you're playing because, hey, I've got time to kill. I think if you're playing because you got time to kill, I don't think it really matters about any of that kind of stuff. You'll still interact, right? Because I mean, that's what it is for me. I've got time to kill, hence all the time in arena. There's one edge case for R3 6-star actually where someone hit the lottery, but we all had Abyss access within week. Yeah. There's genuine spenders and dirty spenders. Kabam, the game, Lord knows, but I do feel sorry for the real hard earners that love the game. It's like a patsy in the auction room raising the bid. Yeah. If this is the new trend, it'll lead to free to play getting their first R5 6-star like 1-2 years. First R5. Oh, okay. 1 or 2 years after pay to play. Where's the safety net for fairness gone? Well, so this like, and I guess that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of depends why you're playing. So for me, it's to kill time. So I don't really care. But I think from a business sense, I think it's kind of tricky, right? Like, do you run the risk of doing that where, yeah, your spenders could be so far ahead that it alienates your smaller spenders to the point that why am I playing when I'm not even in the same neighborhood, right? Like, I don't know it's that good of an idea to have 5 alliances, so 150 people that are just miles and miles ahead of everybody else, right? I think if you have, you know, a few hundred or a couple thousand that are like really close, because then it keeps it interesting for them too, right? Because if you have 150 people, I'm just a generic number, but if you have 150 people that are competing amongst themselves, and it's really only they are competing, eventually it's going to become pretty boring for them, right? But if they're competing with a much bigger pool, it makes it more interesting. If that happens, I won't want to play this game much anymore, just casually. Yeah. So my mindset for the game really changed when I stopped spending like I did my first 2 years into the game. When I started doing arena more than spending, I took the game a lot less seriously. And it's weird. It wasn't even a conscious thing. It wasn't that, you know, I would get angry or didn't like problems because I was like, oh, you know, I spent money and it should work well because I spent money. It just, I felt like I had less of an investment. Because I'm absolutely fine spending tons of time on it and having problems. I don't want to spend tons of money on it and have problems. And part of that, though, too, is that I feel if I'm giving them money, some of that money should be going to resolving problems. And if I'm spending money, the problems are there for long periods of time, I don't feel that money is going toward that. and so that's kind of frustrating. But if I'm not spending any money whatsoever, I don't really care too much. But I think for me, the only reason I would cut back on the game is simply, and I've said this probably from day one of streaming, the only reason I think I would cut back on or stop playing the game is simply if in life I had something more to do. Now, when I was spending, I think things like the Sigil Witch or buying Weapon X, I think I would feel a lot differently because I wouldn't be spending. Yeah, and Sigil, that's not too bad. That's just a few months of $10, right? Weapon X, though, you're looking at thousands of dollars to be able to buy him. And I know I would never spend that kind of money for it. So I think in that case, I would be a lot more frustrated. Uh-oh. Ooh, that got close. That's what I said, but you said it in proper English. Well, release notes are out, so something to read for a spreadsheet kind of guy. Relentless, how you doing? How's your Saturday coming along? So I was only going to get to 4.1 million and then finish off. Going to watch another episode of the 100 and finish off the last 300,000, but we're here now, so we may as well just get her done now. I don't know what I'll do when I'm watching TV later on today. Uh-oh, ruh-roh. Oh, snap. Ooh, okay. Oh, damn. I did not expect to be victorious there at all. That worked out. It worked out. Doing good, thank you for asking. Speaking of Sigil, I duped her Monday and just took her to R3 yesterday. Nice, okay. Have you used her? Well, I'm guessing if you've taken her to R3, you must have used her a fair bit. What do you think? I'm interested to see who the next champion is. We'll see, because I'm sure we're going to see other champions available that through the Sigil. I'd like to see who the next would be. And I wonder if they're going to be kind of unique champions, or if we would see, oh yeah, if we would end up seeing like a 6-star Wolverine being available through the Sigil. That would be, or a 6-star Deadpool. That would be really something. So she would be a very good champ if she was not that complicated. Yeah, I don't know anything about her. I got her at rank 2 and she's on defense. That's all I know. I just kind of feel like I should be allowed to have an R4 given the spending and content completion. I've done just one is all so that I'm accessing that part of the game. But I don't think that an R4... Yeah, I haven't looked or compared a R3 to an R4, but I don't think, like, power-wise, there's that big significance. I think it's the prestige that is the big difference between the two, really. Well, and you're right to an extent that, you know, after whatever content, whatever spending, but what Kabam has basically said is, no, that's not quite enough. You need to spend a little bit more because, yeah, it doesn't matter gameplay wise. You can't have one yet. I think, and I think it absolutely has to be that through Act 7 completion. See, I don't know how I feel. I don't know if I feel that Act 7 exploration should allow you the resources, like finish. So they know, or they should know, exactly how many resources have been released through gameplay, whether it be Gauntlet, Summer Pain, like the temporary stuff or the permanent stuff, like Karina Challenges, and then the earlier parts of Act 7. So I don't know if I feel that 7 Exploration should complement that, like bring it all together and give you the last bit that you could possibly need, or it should just be like, nope, explore Act 7, boom, you've got an R4, like through a gem or through 3 full T3A and T6B. But either way, I do feel that with Act 7 Exploration, you should be able to have an R4. I like her copying buffs is amazing. She's a great counter to a lot of pain in the butt defenders. Okay. But like I said before, the feeling I got from the whole gifting thing makes me want to wind down how much I do in the game, as it feels a little play. So I think there's a lot of people in the same boat, and I think depending on the overall Act 7 rewards, you could possibly see a lot of people, winding down or just being done. I think if you cannot get an R4 from Act 7 Exploration, when you've just seen, a couple months prior, where you can buy an R4 with a bit of RNG, I think it's just them showing they've taken a different approach to the game. Which, I kind of feel, and I felt this when we saw what was available from gifting, I kind of wonder if they feel that the game is not to the point where it's going to be MCOC and servers are turned off, but where they feel they're coming to the point where there's a lot less that they're willing to put into the game. So let's make as much money at the last little bit as we can. I don't know. I could be totally out to lunch, but I really had a bit of that feeling. Annihilus, Nova, okay. Well, Annihilus and Nova are 2 defenders I do not like going against. So it's good to know that she'd be a good counter for them. I think Nova more so. Ooh, I don't know why I did that. I dashed right into him. Annihilus, if I start off with a light intercept, it's not too bad, or if I play paying attention, he's not too bad. Whereas Nova's always going to kick my ass. If you have an R4 in terms of like an achievement and a sign of your progress, that's why I want. Okay. Yeah, but as of right now, that's not what an R4 signifies, right? Right now, an R4 signifies you've spent a decent amount of money in the game. I think after 7.4, I think then an R4 could signify that. I think it should, because I think with Act 7 Exploration, you should be able to have an R4. But as of now, I think an R4 is just a sign that you've spent a lot of money. Not a lot, but you spent a fair bit of money. The R4 mats in Act 7 are embarrassing. It's like $5 worth per chapter where being bottlenecked hard. Yeah, so that's the one thing that would be interesting, right? Like, I don't think we would see from 7.4 enough to finish to have an R4. So I think it's going to come down to the completion exploration of overall Act 7. And I think that's where exploration needs to have a 3 to 4 gem. But even then, that's a really big increase, right? When you look at this really small increments that we've been getting from Act 7. So to see a 3 to 4 gem for exploration would be a really big jump. But I feel they kind of need to do that. Otherwise, why play the game when playing the game is not going to advance you? It's only spending money that's going to advance you. And do you really want a game where you just go throw some money, advance your champions, but actually don't do anything? Because why have powerful champions if not to get through content? boy. Oh, snap. Hoorah. Hoorah, hoorah. Enough of this nonsense. Did you hear the news about Ultron? About the R3 and the cauterize? Yeah, I don't know if that's really... I mean, they're making it work as it should have been, right? And outside of super long fights, I don't know how often that would really be utilized, right? Like, even ROL, I don't think you would... You might be able to get, what, 2 L3s off in ROL? LOL, AOL, yeah, you could get quite a few. So it would be an impact there. But I don't know if Ultron would be your go-to for those areas of the game. From what I understand, Ultron changes it only an issue if you used them for cheesing LOL, AOL, otherwise you won't notice. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. She steals Nova's unblockable, so nice just with a parry. PP, how you doing? How you doing? My beautiful Meteor Synergy Ultron now. Who's that synergy with? Because actually I meant to go into ROL to try that. I've never used Ultron for any longer fight. I've only used him in War. And I gotta say, in War, he kicks Apocalypse's ass. Holy cow. Seems about right, Lawrence. That long content when you can stack cauterize. I never really used it. I know some people not too happy. But it's something, like, it was written... Like, I think that's pretty obvious that he wasn't working properly, right? So I guess maybe it's just the amount of time where he wasn't working properly to where they're bringing him to work properly. I guess that's what the issue is. Maybe Mole Man bug will be fixed next. See, the Mole Man one I think would actually be more of an impact, to be honest. Because that's really nice to be able to keep that True Strike on you when you're frenzied. That is really nice. And I don't feel that... But yeah, so the thing is with Ultron, right? It's dependent on the synergy. It's an R3 or an L3. You can absolutely do it, for sure. But it's a little bit more to get to. Then again, in both cases, they are written differently than they are functioning. But Mole Man's is much easier to access. It's not reliant on a synergy. And with Mole Man's, it actually makes him more applicable, right? And it would also change the way you play him. Because you wouldn't want to go in Frenzy if you were going up against the Spider-Verse champion, for example, if you're going to lose that True Strike. But for Mole Man, I think... Well, so Ultron's would impact his damage. Mole Man would impact his utility a little bit. And possibly his damage because, yeah, you'd be less likely to go into Frenzy if you need that True Strike. But I think that's okay. You need to make the choice. Do you want to go in Frenzy and do a bunch of damage? Or do you just want to keep your Mole Mass, not go into Frenzy, but have that utility? As is now, you don't have to think about it. You just do a ton of damage and keep that utility. Next, rank progression should signal commitment, skill, investment, not financial in the game. For it to be a sign of personal wealth, only sends some signals to players about what things Kabam reward. Yeah, so I agree with all that, but I also feel like they are trying to recoup revenues lost, right? And at the end of the day, whatever decisions they're going to make, they're not going to necessarily be decisions that are best for the game. They're going to be decisions that are best for their bottom line. And as a company in the business of making money, that's what they've got to go with. And you can't fault them for that. I'm down to 9 paths left in 7-3. Nice. Have you completed the Kang quest, or do you still have majority of your paths there to do? I think, yeah, Kang Quest. I think that was my final 2 paths. You don't think they'll fix Mole Man PP? I don't use him a lot, but I do see the value in his bug. And at the end of the day, it's not working as intended. So I think they would be justified absolutely to fix it. But yeah, if you've become reliant on that, I could see it being something that would piss people off for sure. Yeah, like if I took him to rank 3 and so let's say we were still doing, oh, absolutely. So let's say my alliance was still doing map 7. I was using him for the Spider-Verse lanes. And then that changed. Absolutely, I'd be pissed off. But I would still have to accept that I was taking advantage of a bug, of something that was not intended. Been using the heck out of Molly, so I hope they never do. Yeah, and I mean they could end up just changing the. So here's the thing: it would actually be easier for them to change the text and say that, you know, while frenzied, the True Strike remains active, as opposed to actually not reprogram, but changing the programming. It'd be far easier for them to just change that little bit of text, and then he's working as intended. Which, hey, why not? Because like they said, reparry was not intended, but it's something that the players got used to, that the players appreciate and like, so they're leaving it in the game. So you could say the exact same thing with Mole Man, right? It was not intended, but players like it. They got used to it. Let's leave it in the game. Let us have our first R4s first, then sell the crap out of them. It's just a small but important difference. The timing was abysmal. Yeah. Next progression level is Wallet Breaker. Do you think that the next title... So I think the next title is going to come with Act 7, probably completion. Do you think it's going to have a rank 4 requirement? Yeah, do you think it's going to have a rank 4 requirement? If it does, I feel that you absolutely need to have the 3 to 4 gem there. And then, yeah, it could be, well, crap, I got a science 3 to 4 gem, but there's no science that I want to take to rank 4. Well, that's fine. I mean, it's just shitty RNG, but you've got what you need in order to do it. There are a lot of bugs which were not supposed to work. They don't mind doing anything until and unless they're YouTube content creators who are unofficial Kabam employees make cheese videos. Did initial clear on Kang, so I'll do those all together. He wasn't too bad compared to the other bosses. Okay. Yeah. The first time I faced Kang, he kicked my ass, man. Oh. So it was the first time, and then there was one other path that he gave me a hard time, and then the rest was not bad at all. But the one thing I thought was kind of funny for 7.3, I used revives on paths. I don't know. There might have been 2 bosses. Kang for sure. So 3. There might have been 3 bosses where I used revives. But other than that, most bosses were one-shots, but the paths are where... if I died, that's where I was dying. And it could just be that I played the bosses better or had better counters for the bosses than the overall paths, but... Ooh. Also, I did use Horseman Archangel a ton, and oh, he makes things so easy. They've upset a big group that spent a fair amount too, though, by chasing that gifting dollar. It could end up giving them a lower turnover 12. Yeah. And so that's why I think they really need to have that. Like, not that it makes sense to have a 3 to 4 gem for Act 7 completion exploration, but I think they need to do that to actually show people that by playing the game you are keeping up. Because if not, yeah, it's a signal that, hey, if you want to progress, you got to be working out some money. Also, if not, so whether it be through a gem or the amount of resources, whatever, but if through Act 7 completion exploration you're not able to get an R4, to me that signals, I would feel that, yeah, they're kind of throwing a Hail Mary, let's get as much money as we can as quickly as we can because we're winding things down. So even if the game is fixed, I would then be less likely to spend. Not out of anger, but just because I would then feel they've signaled that this game is not going to, not that the servers are going to be turned off, not that it's taking the MROC route, but that their commitment to the game has decreased. And do I want to throw money at something that probably isn't going to be as engaging for much longer? So I need to get him to his L2. Okay. They boosted their revenue for December, but at what cost? Basically, short-term gain, long-term cost. Rickabam. Yeah, again, that's why I'm saying, like, it made me feel that they're just trying to grab as much as they can, as quick as they can. And then that kind of also got reinforced after seeing the February Thronebreaker daily. But depending on the Act 7 rewards, that the way I'm looking at it could really change. No gem, just one full T6 and T3. Kabam won't give it to you that easy, a 3 to 4 gem. Yeah, I don't feel that a 3 to 4 gem is that likely. I just think that they need to do that to keep, not balance, but to keep people playing. Because if not, then it's basically saying the only way to move through the game is with money. Which, if that's how the game were when I started playing, I'd be okay with it. But if that changes after I've been playing, with it having a certain approach, then I don't care for it too much. What if it's true they are actually going to hire more people? Well, they've been trying to hire people for quite some time. But I would think that they shouldn't need to hire too many people, because the people that they had working on MROC, they could just move them over to MCOC. Because I would think, sure, that they were involved with MROC, so they're not that familiar necessarily with MCOC, but they're already familiar with the company. So I would think it would be a lot better to have somebody that's already within your organization just move over to a new project, as opposed to bringing somebody completely new into the organization. So yeah, I would think before looking to add to the organization, they would just move resources around, if anything. But I think for myself anyways, as long as I'm able to log in and I'm still watching TV, I will be doing Arena. And even if it got to the point where I'm not really playing the game, so I don't need the units for anything, I'd probably still do Arena just to come and hang out with people. They may have fired the MROC people due to the game's performance though, but I don't think... But that shouldn't be the designers and the programming side, right? That should be more the decision makers, because I don't think... I only played the game for half an hour, so I really don't have much of an opinion. Well, other than within half an hour of playing the game, there was nothing enticing for me. So, and I don't know if that's like, definitely not the art people. The art people absolutely want to keep on board, because I gotta say that is one thing this company does exceptionally well. But I don't know, man. I think the only people who thought MROC was going to be a success was Kabam. I think anybody who played MCOC, I don't think any of us were surprised when they had that announcement. Mr. Perkins, how you doing? Solid Snake, how you doing? How goes it? How'd your incursions run go, Solid? I was watching a bit of your run with Future when he was streaming, but it was bedtime for me. And how's your... Where are you at in Arena now, Brian? How's that coming along? People, you don't believe everything you hear. All troll teams on projects got reassigned. Well, they are hiring more people, right? Like we got the thing with J-Nick coming on board, and I don't know if that was something they reached out to CCP members, or if that was just a general position, because like Brian Grant made a video about that he had applied for the job and so on and so forth. So yeah, it could have been something within on this CCP Discord server that, hey guys, you know, we're looking for somebody, blah blah, or it could have just been simply a post on their page. And yeah, probably, you know, something, obviously they want a balance designer or contributor. Yeah, you would need to already be familiar with the game, and something like that. I think bringing somebody in from the community who's familiar with the game, who's invested in the game, blah blah, it's going to be very difficult to bring somebody brand new into the organization for balance. It's fun, and yeah, we're late, but so worth it. Yeah, it's all good. Got to take my kid to a birthday party. All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming by and saying hi. And merci beaucoup. Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. I'm almost done with my arena run. And then actually last stream, I'd said I was looking for advice on who to take to rank 3. I don't think I need to take anyone to rank 3 anymore, because I'm probably just going to do a rank 2. But I want to see what you guys would suggest. Brian with the raid, hashtags without context. There's no context to raid hashtags. It's all about just raiding and pillaging. Vancouver's hiring tons. So I wonder if that means that they've had a lot of people leave, or they're expanding. Hopefully it's that they're expanding. Although I don't know, if you wind down a big project, does that, yeah, I don't know. And I mean, that's got to be kind of tough, right? If you've been working on something like that for a period of time, you're invested, you probably, you know, enjoy what you're doing, and then you realize that what you've been involved with hasn't been successful, and you know it's being scrapped. Yeah, that's gotta hurt a little bit. I really hope that they've learned, though, that they realize that MCOC, I mean, it's not gonna, yeah, they probably do need other properties for sure, but that MCOC is really where it's at for them. It is useless if you have Moman in that poll, you're going to be... No, it's not going to be a poll. I just want to see who you guys would suggest. You seem a little bit bitter about the Moman thing, Parasite. But here, like, I've definitely intended to take him to rank 3. It's just that when I intended to, before I did, the conditions changed, right? Like, we went from doing map 7 to map 8. Then when we were doing map 8, I went from thinking I needed him to realizing that I had other options that were really good for what I was going to use him for. Okay, so let's have a look at what I'm working with first. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple skill and tech T4CCs in overflow. Got a fair bit of time on them. 19 days, 20 days really. And then we've got a couple more here. We've got 2 T5B and 1 T2A. So mainly I'm looking for tech or skill champions to use them on. I have been taking 5 stars to rank 4. That was more so because of an excess of T2A. Just looking for champions to use T2A on. And for that, for the most part, any 5-star under 7,000 hero rating are champions I was taking to rank 4. So for tech, it's only Silver Warrior. For skill, it would be Black Widow or Jabrari. But that's doesn't really matter. So I also want to get the T5B used up. So let's look at skill and tech first. VAM should do a Soul Calibur style Star Wars game since they have a shot at the licensing. The RPG they have is okay, but not as fun as the contest. Okay. So for skill, Mole Man, as far as R3 goes, I think he's who I would do. But I think I'm going to do Killmonger to rank 2 instead. Let's also look at the T5CC. So I've got 2 Mystic T5CC, 2 Skill T5CC. Mutant, I'm not going to use because I want to hold on to the Mutant to get Apocalypse to rank 4. Science, Tech. I'd be fine using the T5CC for either of those. For Cosmic, well, I don't have one, so it's kind of irrelevant. I think there's no other champion that I would want to really do anything with for Cosmic. So that one's kind of irrelevant. If I got Hyperion, that would change for sure. But as far as skill goes for R3, who would you guys think? Thorax? For Prestige? No. I'm not after Prestige really. I could definitely use a boost to my Prestige, but I'm not after Prestige. And he's not a character I would really want to invest in for that. So yeah, basically it'd be Mole Man to R3 or Killmonger to rank 2. And as it is currently, I think it would probably be Killmonger to rank 2. Stunlock? To be fair, since his buff, I don't really know anything about Thorax. But I think his main thing is still Prestige. And that is something I could consider. But yeah, I don't think so. Because also I'm gonna want somebody that's relatively suicide friendly. So so that's what it would be that I'm thinking for skill. Tech, I think tech actually is probably gonna just be a 5-star. Because 6-star wise for tech, I think maybe Guardian to rank 2. More just to have him at rank 2, and then if I ever get him awakened, putting in some 6 stones. Although you need a lot to make them good. Do you have an R5 Momat? Yeah, I do. But I don't really use 5 stars anymore. I would use 5 stars for synergies, but really not to play. The only 5 star I could see getting where I would actually play would probably be Wolverine. So tech. I don't think I would take Penny to rank 3. I do have her on my team for war now and then. Not all the time. I mean, she drops off the poison, which is good, but you do want to be using specials with her for a fair bit, so that's going to have impact. So I think it would probably be Guardian to rank 2. Krug, how you doing? Moman is great. Use my R3 all the time. Such a useful champion. Yeah. So I think Protect would probably be Guardian. So those are the 2 really that I'm considering because of the T4CC and Overflow. For Science, I don't think there's anybody I would do anything with. Maybe Spidey 2099 to... No, I don't think I would take him to rank 3. And I don't know enough about Anti-Venom to even consider taking him to rank 2. So yeah, Science, there's really nothing that I'm seeing to do there. Torch to rank 3, probably not, because of suicides. Maybe Red Hulk, although I never use him. Mr. Fantastic to rank 2, possibly. And for Mutant, nothing's going to happen with Mutant because I'm going to hold on to the T5CC until I can get Apocalypse to rank 4. Still got quite a ways to go. Oh, I just realized Mutant, that's by far the class I had. It's so funny. So when I took Domino to rank 3, she went to rank 3 because I had nobody else to use the T5CC on. I had Old Man Logan and DPX, and I think that might have been it. So of those, Domino was the best, and I didn't want the T5CC to go to waste. But yeah, I think Mutant is the class I have the most R3s of. Deadpool to rank 2, possibly, if I had him duped. I just took up Anti-Venom to rank 2 today, mostly as support if I use Spider 2099 in War. Okay. What about Anti-Venom? So that's the thing. I don't know anything about him. The one thing I liked about Kitty, she's a good champion regardless, but I do like that she's poison and incinerate immune, and so is Anti-Venom. So as far as the immunities go, I think I have that covered. But I don't know anything about Anti-Venom, so I need to read his ability to see if there's anything in particular. And then, like Crowick saying about the synergy, that might be a consideration too. That R3 Kitty, yeah, I haven't used her a ton. When I first got her, I was using her through ROL a bit, and she is so OP. She is so OP, and she's a lot of fun. But I don't want to use Tigra on the team because I don't want it to become a crutch like Wasp has become a crutch for Ghost for me. Anti-Venom is intriguing with the debuffs, but the dupe for tankiness is really desired. Okay. So yeah, so Mutant to R3, nobody that I would take to R3. R2 really as is would just be Deadpool if I had him duped. Rogue, I kind of want to play her. So I could see possibly taking her to rank 2. Outside of that, I think Red Mags is the only new mutant that I could get that I could see doing something with. So for Cosmic, yeah. Oh, so Cosmic is the second class with the most R3s. Cosmic, maybe Medusa to rank 2. And she's going to be in the basic arena, not too far off. So I may contemplate trying to get her duped there. Kitty is in arenas on the 3rd of March. Yeah. And I was thinking if I didn't get her from the featured crystal that I might have to consider grinding for her, so I'm glad that's not going to be a necessity. So Cosmic, really, nothing's going to happen there. Medusa will probably be the only thing. And Cosmic, I don't think... Oh, Hyperion. If I get Hyperion, he'll go to R2 for sure, and R3 as soon as I get a P5CC. No, he'd probably go to R2 as well, just to play around with. But beyond that, I don't know. And then we already looked at Tech, so Mystic. I don't think anything is going to change with Mystic. Voodoo, unless he's duped, yeah, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen there. I could see doing something with Mojo for defense, but I think we've already got a Mojo on defense. Or Sasquatch, but he would need to be awakened. And again, I think we already have him on defense. Dragon Man, no, I wouldn't take him to rank 3. I don't think really anybody for Mystic for rank 3. Honestly, if Dormammu hit a little bit harder, I could see taking him to rank 3. I do quite like him. I like what he brings to the table. Like, he does a lot. It's just his damage is lacking. And to get his really good damage with his heavies, it does take a bit of work. You can get a damage boost with synergies, but I don't really want champions that you need to bring support champions for too much. That arena, the Kitty arena, will be great. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm very glad that for that one I will just be able to hang back and just do my top 10%. Are you using Cersei Thoughts? I pulled her recently too, but I don't know anything about Cersei. I've got her on defense at rank 2, and as far as I know, she's only got 1 kill since I've had her on defense. I don't know how important the dupe is. Let's see. But yeah, I do not know anything about her at all. I don't know anything about Icarus. So, out of the featured, they were the only 2 champions that would be new that I didn't want to get. And of course, those were the 2 I got. I didn't want Cersei, I didn't want Icarus, and I didn't really care for Antivenom. Antivenom I was okay with, because he looks cool. Maybe I would try him out, but Cersei and Icarus, I was like, no. So who did I get? Ancient Molecular Control, always active. While Cersei's glancing buff is active, glance hits grants a regeneration buff, healing 5 to 15% of damage taken per transmutation over 3 seconds. This ability activates before checking armor and resistance and cannot be triggered by blocking. Transmutation buffs that exceed the maximum do not count towards this ability. Gain a power gain buff generating 50% of a bar of power over 1.5 seconds each time Cersei's Fury or glancing buffs expire or are nullified. Oh, the regen would be quite nice. And I could see that helping with suicides. I don't know how. I think that would be more for defense, actually. So, and she is on defense, so I probably do want her awakened. Okay. Medusa's on the 24th. Okay. When they show the champs on Infobot, are they the No. The ones there are the ones that are going to be in the basic. Because the feature outside, and we don't necessarily know the order of new champions, like who's going to be in the feature first, but we know the order for the basic. It is not that who you got that matters, is that you didn't pull a Hawkeye that makes the bullet tip. Yeah, man. Oh, I did get. I think I duped Pathmaster twice. So he's become my new Hawkeye. But man, I do not want Hawkeye. The only thing I want out of here, I really want Hyperion. Nimrod would be nice. And actually, if I got Nimrod, that would take care of the what to do for the tech, because I would absolutely take him to rank 2. But yeah, that Hawkeye, man, I do not want to see him. And Actually, Vision would be okay too. I'd be okay with that. I don't know if I would take him to rank 2. Nimrod, definitely. Vision, yeah, not too sure. Well, anyways, so yeah, I think probably what's going to end up happening as far as those rank ups go will probably be Killmonger to rank 2, and then that will take care of the T5B and Overflow, and then probably rank up. Who was it? War Machine to rank 4. No, Civil Warrior. Yeah. But for the tech one, I will hold off until opening at least one more featured. Because if I do get Nimrod, he'll go to rank 2. But anyways, let's see what we got going on here. Is there an Old Man Logan on? Yes. Old Man Logan is here as well. Which I already have him awakened, so I would like to avoid him. Ooh, I'm also going to open some 5-star features. I'm going to open 10, regardless, once that resets. But if Wolverine is one of the champions, I'll probably open a few more. Because I would really like to get him as a 5-star. But yeah, where is Old Man Logan? Yeah, there's Old Man Logan, right after Hitmonkey. Okay, so we got nobody on the YouTube side of things going. But all right, well, that is it for me. Thanks for coming and hanging out, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care.